several of the candidates suggested that the recent terror attacks in California could have been prevented if security experts in the government had looked at the social media accounts of the shooters a little more closely.
We didn't monitor the Facebook posting of the female San Bernardino terrorist because the Obama DHS thought it would be inappropriate.
Every parent in America is checking social media, and every employer is as well, but our government can't do it.
This lady who came over here and shot up San Bernardino was posting things on Facebook, yet we were restricted from looking.
The problem is, officials say there is no policy against looking at social media and conducting surveillance there. They say it's not terribly common, but that's because they say it's a little bit too easy to hide your identity there. And in fact, they say this woman who was involved in that shooting was hiding her identity. The bottom line is to suggest somehow that this is because some government policy is some squeamishness about looking at such things. That is simply false. Ted Cruz went right after the White House on another issue as well, on the Syrian conflict and what he calls a failed policy.
Even worse, President Obama and Hillary Clinton are proposing bringing tens of thousands of Syrian refugees to this country when the head of the FBI has told Congress they cannot vet those refugees.
Let's look at the numbers. Since 2011, about 2,200 Syrian refugees have come to the United States. The White House does want to bring 10,000 more next year, and there could be more after that under a State Department program, but there's no indication that it will be tens of thousands. And while the FBI says it is very hard to vet all these refugees, they say it's not impossible, it's just an imperfect process that they're trying to improve. So his claims are also false. And Donald Trump weighed in on the Iran nuke deal by the White House, the art of the deal calling it a bad deal.
That horrible, disgusting, absolutely incompetent deal with Iran where they get $150 billion.
$150 billion. He's talking about Iranian assets that have been frozen overseas. Basically, he's saying they all get that money back now. That is not really the case. It doesn't seem to be, because the White House and the Treasury Department both say it's closer to $50 billion. And people who seem to know something about the numbers tend to agree with the White House assessment, say that's closer to reality. Bottom line is his claim is false. You can find out more about all of this by going into CNN.com/realitycheck.